Our wise people say that if you really want to, you can do amazing things like floating in the sky or walking on water. You can even rule the world. But understanding how your own mind works is the hardest thing to do. Have you noticed that your mind often does the opposite of what you want to do? For example, if you decide to stop smoking, you make a strong promise to yourself. But after a while, your mind tempts you back to the same cigarette. This doesn't just happen with smoking. We all have habits we want to quit but can't. But if we try hard and watch our mind closely, we can understand how it tricks us. Once we understand this, we can quit any habit or even start a new one, like waking up early or doing something we're usually too lazy to do. The main thing behind our habits is our mind, and we often only see one side of it. We keep making guesses and later regret them. In the narrative of Buddha I'm about to share, you'll learn some techniques to better understand your mind's workings, observe it, and then change your habits. Once, a talkative student came to a guru's spiritual retreat to learn. This student didn't listen much to his guru, but was very keen to express his own thoughts. One day, the guru was talking about meditation, how it's done, and why it's important. The discussion was ongoing. All the students at the retreat were quietly listening to their guru. The guru was explaining that you can practice any form of meditation, but to truly immerse yourself in it, you need to awaken love within your mind. While meditating, you need to constantly watch your mind to understand what's happening inside it. Before the guru could finish, the talkative student interrupted and said, "Guru, I've been watching my mind for a long time. I'm observing every thought that comes and goes very deeply, and I understand it. But despite that, my mind's habits haven't changed. I often wake up late in the morning, and every night I go to bed thinking that I'll wake up early, meditate, and observe my mind, but I'm not able to do this. I've talked about this with my friends, but none of us have an answer. In this spiritual place, no one talks to each other. Everyone is quiet. There's no conversation. How can we understand our minds like this? How can we watch it? If we don't talk about our thoughts and mental habits with others, don't discuss or debate them, how can we understand? By being quiet, we should help each other understand. Please at least share your thoughts with each other. What are they thinking? What changes happen to them during meditation? What do they feel? These things should be talked about, at least during meditation. Then, the guru asked the talkative student why he wants to know others' thoughts. What good will it do him? Does he need to know others' thoughts to look inside their minds? Well, what good will that do him? Can he answer this? The talkative student didn't expect this from his guru. He thought the guru was right. What good will it do him if he tells others, even if he knows others' thoughts or tells his thoughts to others? Will he be able to understand his own mind? The talkative student was caught in his own question. He didn't have an answer, but still wanted to make his point to the other students. He said to the guru that if we can know what others are thinking and pay attention to these thoughts, then what can we do about it? If we watch like this, it will make it easier for us to meditate. We will also be able to watch our thoughts and our meditation this way, and we'll be able to understand our minds. Don't you think that we should keep in mind what to do to meditate deeply? Talking about how to watch one's mind can also help other students. The guru asked him, suppose the student knows how to meditate, and he also tells you about his state of mind, how he watches his mind, watches his thoughts. Then do you think that after knowing this, you too can meditate deeply? If you're thinking this way, let me tell you, you'll get stuck in the problems your own mind creates. If you learn a way to meditate deeply, your mind will try to follow the same steps. You won't be able to understand your feelings by being in the moment. Instead, your mind will get caught up in the thoughts of the process. You've given your mind a job to do, and your mind will keep doing that job. If you get involved in it too, how will you be able to watch your mind? You've become one with your mind. The Guru said that you can only understand your mind when you can look at your mind separately. You can understand what your mind is doing by stepping back. Whatever topic or thing you want to understand, you'll have to look at it separately. If you become one with it, you'll never be able to understand it. You'll become one with it. Just like you try to understand your thoughts, but while trying to understand the thoughts, you get lost in your own thoughts. Have you ever felt this? The student nodded his head, yes. He said that, Guru, whenever I watch my thoughts, the same thing happens. I get lost in my own thoughts. After a while, I remember that I was watching my thoughts. Then I become the observer of my thoughts. I start trying to be a witness to it, but after a while, I become one with my thoughts again. The Guru, while explaining to all the students, said that just like an angry person is never able to watch his anger because he becomes one with his anger, he takes his existence for granted, and so he never sees how this anger is affecting his mind, how this anger will make his mind sad. And he will never be able to see because he doesn't know how to separate anger from himself. This is what all the practices are for, so that you can become a watcher, a witness, and see everything in its true form. And when you see the true nature of all things, of all thoughts, then you become aware of their impermanence. Then you realize that all these are things that come and go. But consciousness always stays with a person. That observer, that witness that is watching, is always alive. It never dies, it's eternal, and that's consciousness. Consciousness isn't tied to anything. Consciousness is your consciousness. Secondly, you only get the skill of form through your consciousness. The deeper your consciousness is, the more consciousness you'll have. In a good way, you'll be able to look at things by distancing yourself from them. So do less to raise your consciousness so that you can see the true nature of anything through your consciousness. The student asked the Guru to explain his words in more detail. It's understandable, but one thing we didn't understand is what we have to do to be more conscious in order to raise our consciousness. While discussing this, the Guru said that you just become quiet and start watching your thoughts, your mind's processes, your experiences come and go. They're impermanent, they're not going to stay with us forever, but our mind keeps trying to hold on to the same experiences. When you have a good experience, your mind wants you to have the same experience again and again. In the process of getting this experience, your mind traps you. Your consciousness becomes subordinate to the mind. The same happens with a cigarette smoker, the same happens with an alcohol drinker, and the same happens with anyone who has a bad habit. Their consciousness becomes a slave of their mind. If you want to free your consciousness from your mind, first of all, learn to be quiet. Learn to be silent. Your habit of talking too much, your habit of learning from others about their experiences will fill your mind more. But to free your consciousness, you'll have to learn to empty your mind. When you empty it, you'll see the true nature of your consciousness. Then you'll know how to raise your consciousness by being quiet, by being conscious. Being conscious is our real nature, but we've forgotten it in our mind by becoming submissive. So you have to free your consciousness from your mind. For this, you start observing the thoughts of your mind quietly. Start feeling its experience. When you become the witness of your mind, you become the observer of your mind. When you become an observer, you realize that one thought goes into your mind, another goes, a third goes. And in the same way, just as a crowd is walking on the road, a crowd of people is walking. If one goes, another one comes. If another one goes, a third one comes. Similarly, In the land of our mind, many thoughts keep coming and going. But gradually, we don't connect with them, don't flow with them, don't get lost with them. Instead, we just keep watching as a witness, and gradually all those thoughts start disappearing while watching. And after that, the land of our mind becomes completely empty. And now, for the first time, we come to know about our consciousness. That our consciousness is our true happiness, it's our nature. And for that, it's necessary to remove weeds from the soil of our mind. You don't have to work hard for that. Just keep watching those thoughts. One thought goes, another comes, another goes, the third comes. Just keep watching, keep being a witness, keep being a watcher. And while watching, those thoughts disappear. But after this, for this, you'll have to practice silently. You'll have to observe your thoughts silently. You'll have to understand the feelings of your mind. When you get angry, when you're happy, you'll have to stand aside and observe. Whenever you get angry or happy or someone has hatred, we immediately get excited. And due to excitement, we're not able to see those feelings separately. But if we don't get excited, remain calm and relaxed, then we can understand the feelings of our mind. We can know them. And when we start knowing the feelings of our mind, then we realize that no emotion lasts forever. One emotion goes and another comes. Happiness doesn't last forever. Sadness doesn't last forever. Anger doesn't last forever. Hate doesn't always come. When we start understanding these things, all these feelings start disappearing from within us, and only love and joy remain inside us. We call it bliss, and that's our true nature. So in our mind, don't get caught in your mind's tricks. Just stand back and watch, and in no time your mind will completely disappear. And when there's no mind left, only then can we focus our mind on everything. The work can be done with full attention. In fact, dissolving the mind is the only way to enter meditation. As long as our mind is dominant, we're not able to enter meditation, because when we feel like it, we'll meditate. And when we don't feel like it, we won't meditate. And it happens every time. It applies to work too. But once our mind is dissolved, then we can focus on every work, and meditation becomes our true nature, and it becomes consciousness. For all the students were happy to hear this knowledgeable discussion, but the Guru warned them that you're happy. This is also a feeling in your mind. You're enjoying hearing these things. That's why you're happy. But no one always told you this, and that's why your mind isn't happy. You won't be able to stay happy always. If you want to search for real happiness, then to achieve such happiness, never get distracted. Be calm, be silent, be emotionless, and start observing your thoughts and your feelings. After that, you'll feel that the consciousness, which is eternal, never dies, and all things are impermanent. They'll come to an end, they'll die, they'll be left behind. Nothing is eternal in this world except our consciousness. When we die, the first thing that leaves our body is our consciousness. That's why it never dies. The Guru instructed everyone and said that today we'll be quiet and focus on the thoughts and feelings of our mind. We won't get involved with it. We'll just stand back and watch it from a distance. It's a bit difficult, but with practice, you'll become good at it. And after that, the Guru signaled everyone to meditate. So friends, how did you like this story? Do tell in the comments section, and if you liked it, then subscribe and like this channel.